Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Scump here today, bringing you another Black Ops 3 video. Today we're going to be going over some of the more technical / informational and stuff that could actually help you out without, playing the actual game. Class setups are very important. They're very undermined and people don't think that they mean that much, but a good class setup can mean everything. I know this video might be a little bit late compared to other YouTubers, but I wanted to gather as much information as I could and play the game for as much time as I could before I actually wanted to release it. So after the tournament this weekend, I actually learned so much about how to set up classes and what's actually good on them. So I think that now is a good time to finally get this out. In today's class setup video, we're going to be going over the SMGs, and I'm going to be doing an assault rifle one as well, just not right now. We're going to be going over SMGs. I'm going to be doing an assault rifle one as well today, I think. I'm going to double upload, and we're going to get a lot of information packed into your minds today. Also, one more thing before we get into it. This is for competitive. I might do a public class one as well. It depends. Let me know if you guys want to see a public class setup as well. This one is going to be strictly for competitive and playing at a professional level. First off here, we're going to go over some of the better respawn classes. I'm also going to be doing a couple of SND classes for you guys as well, but first and foremost, I want to go over respawn because I'm sure that's what a lot of you guys are actually really worried about. SND classes can range from pretty much everything, and SND is only one round, whereas a respawn is a 10-minute game non-stop, and you only have one class that you can really pick from. Even though you can switch an SND, you're primarily going to use one, maybe two classes. Alright, so let's start. We're going to wipe this one completely clean. We're going to take off everything, 0 out of 10 attachments. The gun really doesn't matter here. The gun, you can use any single gun. With the ban and protect system, a lot of the guns might even get eliminated, so you might not even be able to use some of them. But we're just going to use the Vesper just because the Vesper is the best gun in my personal opinion, and I'm sure a lot of your guys' opinion. But like I said, the gun doesn't really matter. Don't worry about the gun. You can put whatever you want on your gun. We'll go over some VMP stuff, but other than that, the attachments and stuff, they don't really matter. So first of all, let's go over perks, and then we'll go over tacticals and lethals after. If you're running a submachine gun, you're going to be in the hill most of the time. For hardpoint, for uplink, uplink you're going to be running the ball a lot, but in hardpoint you're going to be in the hill a lot. So first and foremost, first perk class, flak jacket. Not even a question, you want to have that. If you get hit by nades, you don't want to be taking that much damage from it. Putting on flak jacket reduces the damage by a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot. It barely does any damage to you at all. Next, fast hands. This is pretty much a must unless it's banned. You swap weapons faster and aim faster after sprinting. Basically, dexterity from Black Ops 2. This one is pretty much a key in the perk number 2. There's nothing really else that's that good anyway. Ante-up can sometimes be good. Spawning with the starting bonus to your score streak meter. That can be nice, but you don't really need that. So moving on into perk number 3, another pretty much necessary one, blast suppressor. If you're playing SND, dead silence and blast suppressor are pretty much needed because dead silence really does mute you. But we're gonna go with blast suppressor. Those are the perks. That's what I'm running on my SMG. And then tacticals, double trophy. It's as simple as that. You want stuff that's gonna protect you in the hill. They're going to be throwing a lot of lethals and tacticals at you in the hill, if they're not banned, that is. So you want a lot of stuff that can just blow them up. I usually run double trophy because I'm primarily in the hill for our team. A lot of you guys might say, why would you need flak jacket if you have double trophy? You really don't. I just like to be safe. You could put on afterburner, but I just think afterburner isn't that important, especially when you're being in the hill. Thrusters have faster recharge rate. When are you going to need your thrusters when you're in the hill other than to maybe challenge a gunfight? Sometimes, but you're on the ground anyway. You're going to have a full boost anyway. And then overclock as well. Earn your specialist weapon or special ability faster. This one can also be good, but like I said, just to be safe, I throw on flak jacket. Now, for your next respawn class, we're actually going to copy and paste this right on down here. We have the same class that we just had. This is going to be for uplink. Uplink, CTF, whatever we play this year, this is going to be your uplink and CTF class. So, flak jacket, take that off. You're not going to need flak jacket. Both trophies, you're not going to need trophies. You're always going to be running around with the ball, trying to push middle map, get middle map control. You don't need any of that. So perk 1, you can either go with afterburner, or you can go with overclock. Now, you can also do this, take off that, put on this, put on your perk 1 green, and use both of them. Like I said, lethals, you might get a kill with a grenade here and there. You might be able to stop somebody from pushing a choke point here and there. Is it needed? No. Are tacticals needed? Not really, because most of the time concussions or EMPs get banned, and then even if those get banned, they're going to be running tac mask as well. So I usually don't even run tac mask because people don't really throw that much stuff at me. I usually rock these two: overclock, earn your specialist weapon or specialist ability faster, as well as the thrusters. It's basically lightweight. You can jump around a lot more. You can keep tapping A to get around the map a lot faster. This was my go-to class all weekend for Uplink and CTF. Now, say that the other team is throwing a lot of stuns. It's very simple. All you gotta do, come down here. I would take off overclock because I think afterburner is much more important. I actually just took off my gun thing as well, so we're just gonna throw that back on there. But just in case they are throwing stuns, just throw on afterburner. You don't need the score streak enhancer, which is overclock. Throw on perk 3 greed over here. And then just throw on tactical mask as long as blast presser. That's all you gotta do. That's the third class. That was my other class for Uplink. Just in case they were throwing some tacticals. Usually didn't have to pull it out. I don't think I pulled it out all weekend actually. So that's my other class. You can see here there's really a trend that I'm going with. You know, I don't really use that many lethals. I don't use that many tacticals on most of my classes other than my hardpoint class. It's because you don't really need them, you know? You don't need lethals in this game because everyone usually is just rocking flak jacket on their first perk. You're going to hit them with a lethal, you're not going to get a kill, and it's going to be a complete waste of time. I would say in every single game that I played this weekend, at least 3 people were running flak jacket, if not 2. So, I mean, half the team's running flak jacket. Is it really necessary to try to throw nades? Not really. You just want to try to do your role, get to the objective, and do what you got to do with it. Next, let's carry over into some SND. So what we're going to do, we're just going to copy this class like we did earlier, paste it on down here. We have the Vesper again. We're going to just completely wipe it clean slate so we can get through this SND. Now the gun, like I said, the gun, it doesn't really matter. You really want to worry about your perks, lethals, and tacticals. Secondary, if you're going to run one, but in my opinion, secondaries, they're good. They're really good, actually. But in so many situations, you can usually just kill them with your primary. And I think that the secondary really just takes up a slot that could be used for something a lot more valuable. So, let's start with our perks. We're going to start with perk 3 here because perk 3 is the most important in Search and Destroy. We're going to put on perk 3 greed so we can put on 2. Blast Press or Dead Silence, basically needed. Some people didn't use Dead Silence. If you didn't run Dead Silence, you ran the risk of getting caught out sprinting. You're really loud. If you don't wear Dead Silence, people will be able to hear you. Next, Fast Hands, very easy. Third, this is probably going to come to a surprise to a lot of you guys. I didn't run Flak Jacket. I didn't run Afterburner. And like I said, nobody was throwing nades. Like, people just don't use nades and stuff because they're almost useless. If they do use nades and you do get caught out, it does suck, you die, but it doesn't happen very often. So what I found was very useful. Earn your specialist weapon or specialist ability faster. Throw this on, as well as throw on some of this, some kinetic armor. It's really helpful. You get kinetic armor 2 to 3 times during the whole game. It can help you out tremendously. It's actually how we won last map in our first round of the tournament. It was a 2v1. I threw on kinetic armor. Me and Krim just pushed the last guy. Round was over. He had no chance. He was shooting me. I was basically, I had an overshield on, basically. And then for my other SND class, I'm just going to copy and paste right down here. Take off overclock. You don't need that. Throw on a concussion. Not a smoke. A concussion. I was also experimenting quite a bit, and sometimes I found that this really isn't needed in Search and Destroy. Sometimes you don't need this third thing. Quick Draw Grip usually does the job. On some guns, you don't even need grip, so you can do Quick Draw. Laser sight I was using. You do quick draw, rapid fire, if it's not banned, but it usually is, you know, stuff like that. So I take off extended mag, come down here, primary gunfighter 1, take that off as well. Then you really want to just throw on this, overclock, an extra stun. I mean, that class is just about as good as it gets. You can stun out stuff very well. You get your specialist very quickly. It's a really good class. Why didn't I use Sixth Sense? Why didn't I use Blind Eye? Well, Blind Eye, nobody's going to ever get, you know, airships in an SND competitive match. So Blind Eye, completely useless. Sixth Sense is actually banned. It is really good. I mean, if you're by someone and it tells you that they're right next to you on the radar, Sixth Sense is pretty gosh darn good. It's really good. And then Ghost, people don't use UAVs, counter UAVs, or stuff like that. So that wouldn't even matter anyway. So with all of that being said and being done, I hope that you guys learned a little bit from this video. I hope that you can take some of the knowledge that I passed on and hopefully apply it to your game yourself. this isn't the end all be all as well. Trust me, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to help you guys out a little bit. If you didn't know what to rock, if you didn't know what to wear, your teammates were yelling at you because you weren't running the right stuff. Now you know a little bit more how to plan out your classes. I mean, it's tough too, because in that, whenever you're creating a class, they do the bans per text, and you have 60 to 90 seconds to create a couple of classes, and that's it. So you really got to know these like the back of your hand, so you're not wasting time, and so you can actually get these classes made and be ready to use for the actual match. Thank you guys, though, for watching this video. I hope that you guys did enjoy it. If you did, could you please drop a like on the video? It'd really help out the channel. And as always, guys, this was your boy Scump. Fight.